Let's talk about one of the most legendary episodes in all of anime, the very first duel from YuGiOh. We're going to go deep and deconstruct what makes this story about cards, friendship, and ancient magic so darn compelling, right from the very first scene. So let's dive in.
Right from the jump, the show throws us into this epic, mythological world. See, it's not just a simple card game we're about to watch, it's a shadow game. It's this ancient, terrifying power that's been locked away for thousands of years, and it's just now waking up in our world. The stakes are already sky-high before we've even met our hero.
And speaking of our hero, that massive 5,000-year time jump brings us right to the present day. We're about to meet a pretty normal high school kid whose life is about to get, well, anything but normal.
So this is our guy, YuGiOh. He's a bit shy, loves games, and he's just done something nobody else could do for millennia. He solved the Millennium Puzzle. But here's the thing. By solving it, he's also unleashed an ancient spirit and basically signed up for a destiny that he is, let's be honest, completely unprepared for.
Now, the game at the center of all this is, of course, duel monsters. The rules seem simple enough, right? You summon monsters, you battle, and you try to get your opponent's life points down to 0. Easy. But, as we're about to find out, there is so much more going on with this game than just what you see on the cards.
A huge part of Yuji's world is his grandpa, who just happens to own the local game shop. And Grandpa doesn't just sell cards, you know. He holds a piece of absolute legend. A card so incredibly rare, so powerful, that only 4 of them are said to exist in the entire world. And that card is the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Now, a card like that, it's basically a magnet for trouble. And that trouble is about to walk right through the door. Introducing the main conflict of this episode and a character who is going to change Yugi's life forever. And that trouble has a name, Seto Kaiba.
Look, this guy isn't just a duelist, he is the duelist, the #1 champion in the country, and he's the super rich, ruthless CEO of a gaming empire. He struts into this little game shop with this air about him that just screams, I own the world and everything in it.
And this is where we get the core clash of philosophies, right? On one side, you have Yugi and his grandpa. They believe in the heart of the cards, this idea that trust, friendship, and a bond with your deck are what give you real strength. On the other side, you got Kaiba. For him, power is everything. Strong cards win, weak cards are trash, and all that stuff about faith, that's for losers.
So naturally, Kaiba tries to just buy the blue eyes, but Grandpa refuses. And this quote, this is why. It isn't about the card's monetary value or even its power level. It's about a connection, a bond, a friendship. And that's a language Kaiba just doesn't speak.
And, well, Kaiba does not do no. He can't get the card one way, so he decides to take it another, setting in motion this act of cruelty that really forces Yugi's hand. He challenges Grandpa to a duel, and with his crazy advanced holographic tech, he just wipes the floor with him. And for his prize, he takes the blue eyes. But he doesn't just take it, he rips the card in half. It's the ultimate insult, a physical representation of his contempt for everything Grandpa believes in. So, defeated and heartbroken, Grandpa gives Yugi his deck. And you can feel the weight of this moment. This isn't just about winning a card game anymore. This is a mission. It's about defending his grandfather's honor and proving that there's more to this game than just brute strength. But before Yugi goes in to face Kaiba, his friends do something, it's so simple, but it's so powerful. They all draw a little smiley face on their hands, this mark of their bond. It's this beautiful, visual promise to Yugi that, hey, you're not in this alone. We're right here with you.
And man, is he gonna need it. Yugi steps into Kaiba's massive high-tech stadium to start the duel, but he has absolutely no idea just how stacked the deck is against him. Kaiba's first move is it's brutal. It's pure psychological warfare. He summons his own Blue Eyes White Dragon, and you can just see the realization hit Yugi like a truck. Kaiba didn't just want Grandpa's card because it was powerful. He wanted it so no one else could use it against him. Yugi is now staring down the very monster that represents his grandpa's defeat.
And just when you think Yugi might be able to find a way to fight back, nope, it gets so much worse. Kaiba summons a second Blue Eyes White Dragon. Just think about that. There are only 4 of these cards on the entire planet, and this one guy has 2 of them on the field. The odds are just insane. You can physically see Yugi's hope just start to crumble.
And then he does it.
The final, soul-crushing move. Kaiba summons his third Blue Eyes White Dragon. 3 legendary beasts staring down at Yugi. It is an unstoppable, unbeatable wall of power. At this point, it feels less like a duel and more like an execution. Victory isn't just unlikely, it feels completely and utterly impossible.
So Yugi's back is completely against the wall, defeat is staring him right in the face, and all hope seems lost. But then, he remembers something. A story his grandfather once told him, a secret path to victory hidden in the very deck he's holding.
He remembers the legend of Exodia, the Forbidden One. It's not just one card, it's 5 separate pieces. And it's a huge if, a duelist can assemble all 5 pieces in their hand at the same time, they automatically win. It's a miracle win condition that almost no one has ever pulled off. It is his one and only shot.
And you can just feel the shift. Fueled by the belief of his friends, Yugi puts all his faith into his grandpa's deck. He draws one piece of Exodia, then another, then the third, and the fourth. He has one last turn before Kaiba's 3 dragons wipe him out. Everything, absolutely everything, comes down to this one last draw. He trusts the heart of the cards, and he pulls the 5th and final piece.
And in this one single, unbelievable moment, Yugi summons the unstoppable Exodia. This absolute titan of a monster appears and just unleashes an attack that completely obliterates all 3 of Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragons and every single one of his life points. In one shot, the impossible just happened.
The duel's over. The unbeatable champion has been beaten. But the story isn't really about the win itself. It's about the lesson that was learned and the legend that was just born from it.
And Yugi just lays it all out for him, right? He delivers the perfect final line that sums up this entire battle. He didn't win because he had stronger cards. He absolutely did not. He won because he had faith. Faith in his grandpa, faith in his friends, and faith in the heart of the cards. It's a huge lesson for Kaiba and a powerful message for all of us.
So Yugi proved that heart and faith can overcome raw power. But here's the thing, that victory just put a giant target on his back. He is now on the radar of the guy who literally invented the game, someone who understands both power and the ancient magic behind it all. So the real question is, what happens when your heart is tested against an opponent who plays by a completely different set of rules?